out there, and welcome to another episode of your favorite program, The Diaspora. And I am your host, Koinsola Adetunbi. The federal government of Nigeria has demanded justice and full autopsy into the mysterious and sudden death of Itunu Babalola, a Nigerian sentenced to 20 years imprisonment in Côte d'Ivoire for alleged human trafficking. The chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, stated this when she visited the Côte d'Ivoire ambassador to Nigeria. Please stay tuned for more. And the High Commissioner of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Mr. Musudu Rahman, has expressed desire to share best practices with the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission to boost diaspora performance. Please stay for more. And the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, and the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, have reached an agreement towards research for diaspora management. These and much more for you on today's episode of your favorite program, The Diaspora. Please stay. The NIDCOM boss described Itunu's death as a tragic blow. At a time, the Nigerian mission in Côte d'Ivoire engaged and paid for the services of a lawyer to handle Itunu's appeal case. Please take a listen to the conversation that ensued between NIDCOM's boss and the Ivorian envoy.
We're here in connection with one of our citizens, Itunu Babalola, although the name she used in all this matter was Becky Paul. So Itunu Babalola, aka Becky Paul, who died tragically in prison while she was imprisoned in Côte d'Ivoire for an offense that she insisted she didn't commit. And from all investigation and legal opinion, she had said somebody burgled her house and she wanted justice, but it was said that the guy who burgled the house was related to an Ivorian policeman, and somehow the case of burglary turned to human trafficking. At the end of the day, she was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment, which was commuted to 10 years imprisonment for an offense that she insisted she never committed. And from all available evidence, even with the legal people, she didn't commit that offense. The Nigerian mission had gone ahead to get a lawyer, had paid for the lawyer, and proceeded to appeal the case because it was important for her to appeal and be freed of whatever they said she did. And then she fell ill and she died. So it's generated, of course, a lot of depression and anxiety, and naturally with the family and for all of us as parents too, that a young girl of 21, 22 lost her life in the process of seeking a better means of livelihood. So the father has officially written a letter which I'll present to you. And also on our part, we have also written to the Interpol. We have an Interpol representative with us at the commission. We have informed the Interpol about this matter because it involves a policeman in Ivory Coast. So all we just want is that Itunu's death should not be in vain, and even in death she should get justice. So we believe that even the case should continue even as she has died, and that an autopsy be done to determine the true cause of her death. So we've condoled with the family, and the mission, our mission in Abidjan, is very much on top of the matter, and they are working on every protocol and procedure to ensure that autopsy is done. So that's why we came to see you and get your reassurances that Itunu Babalola, although she went to court as Becky Paul, will not die in vain. Family had presented to you a communication.
Okay. Thank you very much. And to express my sorry on what happened. And I appreciate your visit because this is the way things should be done. The cooperation between Nigeria and Côte d'Ivoire is aimed to solve problems when they happen. no matter whenever we have any problem. And this story, we are aware, we have been working with our colleague, the ambassador of Nigeria to Abidjan, to follow the situation. We are in touch, and we, after receiving your letter, we will bring again the information to the Ivorian authorities so that they can do all their best to handle this issue. We have many, a very large community of Nigeria, almost 3 million people on 25 million living in Côte d'Ivoire in peace. And generally there are no problem. And this incident is very unfortunate, and we are very sorry. And the government will do everything they can do in order to solve it and to avoid this kind of thing. And we would like again to condole with all the family and all the relatives of this young girl.
Okay, I can see that you don't need to. We understand that you all want justice for it, you know. That's why I came here to see the High Commissioner. And as I speak with you now, her body is still dead because I don't touch her to be done. Find out what we first have done. So the Nigerian ambassador, the Cape ambassador, has been working day and night in this case. The Nigerian ambassador paid legal fees to appeal like this. They paid when she was taken to the hospital for the it's a pity she died. But we want to know what is going on. So her father, too, of course, you know, is grieving, and we grieve with him, we mourn with him. He's not 21 years old, caught in a crime. So we understand why you are here. We are all mothers. Yes. We are all there for our daughter. And they are so rest in peace. Nigeria has demanded for an autopsy. Nigeria has demanded justice. Even although she's dead, that case should continue. Yes. We have also reported to Interpol so that police to police they should help us investigate.
The need for Nigeria and Bangladesh to deepen its bilateral relations through technology and innovation, trade and commerce deepened the interactive discourse between the two diplomats. Please enjoy the conversation.
One of the reasons for coming is the similarity of of our diaspora in different countries abroad. The types of responsibilities and roles they play in different countries. The diasporas are very much involved in the nation building, not only in the recipient country, but also they bring back best experiences and values and cultures, as well as the kind of technology and innovation sometimes, and build their own country. That's very important. And also the remittance issue is also very much fundamental for the sending country's economy as well. And what the recipient country is receiving is the value additions from the best practices, best expertises and knowledges. So it's a win-win kind of situation. And while managing these issues, I think the governments in Nigeria as well as in Bangladesh, they can collaborate because of the similarities of our people, similarities in terms of their knowledge, both they speak the English actually in the international context, as well as the mindset of the people are mostly culturally rich and very much vibrant, hardworking, resilient people of our two countries.
This should be the beginning of a collaboration, working with you to look at how the Bangladeshi diaspora, the Nigerian diaspora can collaborate. Because as you said, the diaspora plays a critical role trade and invest. And we just finished our fourth Diaspora Investment Summit, where we got Nigerians in the diaspora to come home and see what they can do, and it's been very, very successful. So our diaspora have shown so much passion, but they had no platform. So the Diaspora Commission is creating a platform for them, and we'll continue to do more. And we'll continue to work with our various missions abroad as it relates to the diaspora. So we hope to work with you, learn more from you, and share best practices. Your diaspora with about 5 billion remits, about $23 billion. Ours, we're looking at almost 17 billion remits, almost the same amount. And you made one point: quality.
Yeah, it's not the number.
It's not the numbers of quality.
Yeah, quality
of what those in the diaspora are doing. So we continue to emphasize that, and we continue because we believe that it's about human capital development. It's about our people excelling all over the world.
Kudos to NIDCOM and the People's Republic of Bangladesh. We hope to see a great synergy soon. Also, Honorable Abike Dabiri Arewa, Chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, and the Executive Secretary of TED Fund, Professor Suleiman Elias Bogoro, joined forces to brainstorm on how to bridge the gap in research for diaspora management in Nigeria, adding that the Commission is in collaboration with the University of Ibadan, UI, to build a Diaspora Research for Development Center at the premier university. Enjoy the conversation.
We want to partner with you and have what we call the Diaspora Resource and Research Center to be the first of this kind in Africa and who knows in the world. Already we've been working with the University of Ibadan. The University of Ibadan has been an institution to have set up the very first transnational and diaspora studies in Africa. So the very first is, and they've actually availed us of a land where we can actually build this research center. So we've been talking to them for 5 years, and now that you are their professor, I believe this talking will become reality. So we're here to say that we can collaborate, we can have this Diaspora Research Center in Nigeria. And it's a 10-year research project that is aimed at researching the global positive impact of the Nigerian diaspora. And we believe that this project will work at, will be a potential for decriminalizing our image as a people, so to speak, to show the world truly who we are as Nigerians, and most importantly, even the historic African diaspora. We have the diaspora clamoring to be the 7th region. We can start the research right here in Nigeria. And we believe that we should build capacity through this research center. And we believe that this capacity building for diaspora research and development will even train more lecturers in the field of diaspora, more PhDs, more production of people in that field of diaspora studies, Professor Sir. So we believe that it will also be provide capacity building on a regular basis for governance and policy formulation in Nigeria across all levels of governance. And we also believe that it can contribute to the mobilization of the Nigerian diaspora and the global African diaspora for development in the Nigerian homeland.
There is something that I thought is been missing, and I think you are moving well in that regard. How do we get the benefit of some of our best that either brain drained, in the university system, as well as, for instance, the health specific sectors, the health sector, the education and health sectors? They lost perhaps more than any other two sectors during the brain drain of the late 80s to early 90s. And sadly, the brain drain has continued in many other areas across the sectors. We are losing some of our best. And it is fantastic that we now have a Diaspora Commission to look at the resourcefulness that has exited our country. Many Nigerians have voted with their feet. Yes, they have voted with their feet, leaving their fatherland and motherland to go out to some of the best centers of excellence. some of the best hospitals, universities, etc. Some of the best of industry that value their resourcefulness. But each time we reflect, and I've met this in my public statements, I said, whatever we need to do, we must do as a nation, as a people. And for some of us that are players in government, it is our responsibility to change the environment and reverse the brain drain, so that some of our best will return to our country. The greatest of civilizations, the most competitive economies, they fall back on their researchers, their philosophers, and their thinkers. And the apex are in the university system, historically and traditionally. Thank you very much, and I will look forward to forging this relationship and working on specific areas to tidy up our expressions. Thank you very much.
Such a great initiative. We hope to see the implementation soon. The NIDCOM boss has applauded NIDO Russia for facilitating investment opportunities back into the country. Diaspora made the statement while receiving the fact-finding trade mission from the Russian Federation led by Ambassador Shehu, the Nigerian ambassador to Russia in Abuja. Please take a listen.
The NIDO in Russia is working closely with the private sector, particularly the Chamber of Commerce, and I said, oh, this is already a done deal, and we have gotten a strategic partner. So it was from there that I was explaining the challenges that we have in deepening our trade relations, and Russian business people do not understand fully the kind of opportunities that we have in Africa, in particular in Nigeria, with more than 200 population, with a vast market, with a growing youthful population that can be very useful to Russian enterprises. So I now propose that they need to come to Africa, to come to Nigeria, to understand the risk so that they will be able to better manage and mitigate the risk. Because without seeing, you will not believe. So it was on the basis of that that about 19 companies signed on to come on this mission. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic circumstances, a number of them could not come officially, but they delegated a small team, which is like the engine room that will cover all the strategic sectors of cooperation: oil and gas, agriculture, culture and tourism, mining, education, etc., etc., including aviation and security. So these are all the strategic areas of interest.
Madam Diaspora, I want to say that your office here will be very instrumental to make these things happen. And if we can work together to see how we can make investment begin to flow into Nigeria. Lots of countries are interested in working with Nigeria, but most of them do not know how to do it. And the diaspora community can be a guide for these companies to be able to enter Nigeria and operate very well in Nigeria. And by ending my today's speech, I want to say that we have been talking about this, but I still want to say to you, Madam, that whatever we try to do as the diaspora community or the Russian, or in Russia, we may have very little effect if we don't have a state visit by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the President of the Russian Federation. So I think that all efforts should be made to make sure that this happens at the shortest possible time, because when this happens, then the business community will see that the leaders, the political leaders are interacting, and then they can follow and make things happen. So once again, thank you very much for receiving us, and we're happy to be here. Thank you.
We learned that the diaspora is leading, is initiating a delegation like this. Incidentally, you're coming just a few days after our Diaspora Investment Summit. We had a very, very successful summit. And the idea is that Nigerians in the diaspora should come and invest at home and encourage others to do the same thing. Because whichever way, this is home. And beyond being home, as you can see as you are coming here from Russia, Nigeria is actually a great, great place for investors to invest in. I will keep saying that we need to talk about diaspora direct investment. So I'm glad that this delegation is here. And I'm sure you will leave with a lot of investments and a whole lot of things that can be done, more so with the active involvement of our very hardworking ambassador and the diaspora community in Russia. I know that I was in Russia with the president the last time he came, and we met the diaspora community and we met the president, but I'm sure the ministry will work on the state visit as you have requested, because I think this will continue to deepen relationship between both countries. And I like what you said. You see, in fact, our theme at this year's summit was beyond remittances to investments. So yes, the diaspora sends in money, $23 billion, $25 billion, but we have to move towards those remittances to core investments. And also to training, skills acquisition, skills transfer. You have the knowledge, you've been exposed, you have a wide array of good best practices to be able to bring back to Nigeria. So I'm glad that this delegation is involving the Nigerian Diaspora Organization at the front burner, and we encourage every diaspora, other associations or groups to do what neither Russia has done. And I really do want to appreciate you.
Now over to Boy Alinko.
Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down.
Do you have a job where you're going to? No, but someone is arranging, you know...
Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. You know, I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
Thank you for staying all through the program. We hope it's been worth your while. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so, as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Instagram at nidcom_gov, on our YouTube page at nidcom_gov, and on our websites at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network and NTA International on Tuesday at 3:30 p.m., on NTA International on Friday at 3:30 a.m., on NTA International on Saturday at 11 a.m., and on NTA News 24 on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and on WTV on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. And you can join us on Ben TV London at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetunbi. See you next time.